Welcome back, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer, so now let's talk silver. It is an understatement to say that the silver market is going crazy right now. Folks, you're going to want to stick through this entire video because we have so much to break down and dissect. Check this out. Silver creates the largest bullish quarterly candlestick in decades. Breakout next. Decades. Last time silver was $50 was 2011, about a decade ago. Gold, silver, and platinum. Silver price skyrockets as dollar tests new lows. And even another one. Get silver exposure with banking sector on shaky grounds. All of these articles were written today. Folks, things are getting crazy. You're going to want to stick through this video because all these articles are important in different ways. I always try to make sure that I give you guys the newest, latest, freshest, most up-to-date, recent information in the world of precious metals, more specifically silver. So with that said, like the video. If you like the video, make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 100K. Let's talk silver. So here is the chart of this huge bullish setup that they're talking about. Starts off to say, hi ho, silver time. And it says probably on a breakout at 1. Well, if you look at 1 is right here. It says large bullish candlestick pattern this quarter. Breakout from this 13-year narrowing pattern at 1 would be super bullish. So, I mean, I'm not a chart expert. I understand them. I try to focus on what's happening in the economy, focus on the fundamentals of supply and demand, and then incorporate that with the charts to kind of intertwine to get a better perspective. I think that's the most realistic way, but remember, there's unknown variables, and we're living in crazy times, so expect crazy things to happen. Precious metals bulls rose sharply last summer into the heart of inflation, headlines, and Ukraine war news. And since that time, both gold and silver have moderated but remain elevated in a consolidation pattern. But recent price action in silver could be a bullish signal for these metals. Today, we look at a quarterly chart of silver, and as you can see, silver has been in a long-term narrowing pattern formed by 2 large quarterly bullish candlesticks and 1 bearish candlestick. Within this pattern, silver formed a bullish candlestick last quarter at 1, with its price closing at the upper end of the long-term narrowing pattern. If bulls can follow through with another strong quarter, we may see a bullish breakout for silver and a high-ho celebration for metal bulls. Now, in an uncertain world, it pays to be aware of price patterns, especially for precious metals. Will silver break out? Stay tuned. Now, this next article is talking about gold, silver, and platinum. But silver price skyrockets as dollar tests new lows. Gold price explodes as traders rush to buy precious metals amid falling treasury yields. And that's going to fall into our next article from the banking sector on shaky ground, so you can see why I chose these articles in this fashion. So, gold rallied above $2,000 after the release of the jobs opening report, which showed that the number of job openings declined below the 10 million level. Traders bet that the Fed will be forced to cut rates in 2023, which is bullish for gold markets and silver. Silver moved towards the $25 level as traders focused on a weaker dollar and falling treasury yields. It should be noted that silver managed to get above the important resistance area at $24, $24.50. So a potential short squeeze may serve as an additional positive catalyst for silver markets. And yeah, you just got to remember, there's so many different things affecting this, and the stars are all starting to align. You know, it's like the perfect storm is here. The floodgates have opened. Every single thing is falling into place. It's like a domino effect. The main, though, the fundamentals, is the supply and demand. That's the backbone of all this. All the other stuff that comes with it, like the collapsing dollar, like the banks collapsing, like everything else, that's just that's also going to push silver over the edge. And also, those alone is still extremely bullish for silver. But when you're looking at the supply and demand, that's where things can get heavy. A shaky banking sector is only adding to the wall of worry investors are scaling in 2023, but recent bank collapses are only adding to rising inflation and interest rates, which makes silver exposure an ideal safety option. The fall of the First Republic Bank and Credit Suisse certainly rolled the capital markets over the past couple of weeks, pushing silver higher in the past months. The precious metal is up almost 12% and could continue to see upside, especially if there are more developments in the banking sector to shake investor confidence. So, what will be the next shoe to drop on the banks? With no timeline for its finality or what it could be expected next, the banking crisis just lumbers on. And that's a very good point, is nobody knows what's going to happen next. And right now, in this day and age, fear, that catastrophic mind state, that doomsday mind state, that's what's going to influence people. Nobody's sitting here thinking, oh, this is all going to work out, because they know it's not. And that fear drives the markets. And when you're talking about a safe haven, which silver is, everyone's turning towards gold and silver because that is cut off from the banking sector, from fiat. So you could see why everyone now is turning towards precious metals. So it's looking for its next poorly capitalized victim, or one that's taken too much risk on the balance sheet. So at the same time, the overall economic picture doesn't reveal a painting brushed with confidence. Financial leaders like the International Monetary Fund chief noted that while the recent rescues may have put a proverbial bandage on the large wound, 2023 still poses many economic challenges. In effect, this warrants a continued need for safe assets like silver. And that's what I was talking with Andy Schechtman about, is yeah, the bank got bailed out, but do you think that's going to continue to happen? No. Should it continue to happen? No. Will it though? Yes. Should you be prepared? Yes. Are most people going to be prepared? No. What's going to happen to them? I think you already know the answer to that question. International Monetary Fund Chief Kristalina Georgievna, what a name, said Sunday risks to financial stability have increased and called for continued vigilance, although actions by advanced economies have calmed market stress. The report added the IMF chief reiterated her view that the 2023 would be another challenging year, with global growth slowing below 3% due to scarring from the pandemic, the war in Ukraine, and monetary tightening. So it's looking like everything is just moving in silver's, it's moving in favor of silver, which we all knew was happening. It's not like I had a crystal ball back in 2016 when I was making videos telling people to buy silver. It was written all over. It was blatantly obvious that everything was leading to this. People, for some reason, just thought that that might happen, but it probably won't. When I was putting out videos on a daily basis, I still do, showing people that it will happen, and it has been. It just hasn't broke mainstream media yet. Well, now it's starting to. Finally, a bank literally had to collapse for that to happen. But at least people are getting on board now, and I hope you are if you're listening to this video. So, investors looking to obtain silver exposure to diversify their portfolios with precious metals don't have to resort to purchasing the actual metal itself, but you should. They can get similar exposure using Sprott physical metals without the additional hassle of storing silver. But storing silver is exactly why you buy it, because it's not in control of them. You are in complete control. If you can't hold it, you don't own it. Someone else owns it on Sprott Physical Silvers, PSLV. Someone else owns it on the COMEX, not you. You think you own it, but do you really think that that ounce is in that vault? No, because there isn't enough physical silver to equal a 1-to-1 ratio as all those contracts on the COMEX. So, to be honest, you need to buy the physical to really be in control of your wealth, because if you're not, then you're at the mercy of the PSLV. And what happens if it collapses, which it's happened before, then they'll just pay you out in cash settlements. They've done that before as well. So if you want complete control, you need to buy the physical. Now, obviously, this last part is just plugging the PSLV, and they probably got paid to talk about this bottom part, which I don't really like. But regardless, buy the physical. Buy the physical, folks. It's so important. So let's look at silver's price right now. So it's at $25. $25. Last time we saw $25 was what? February 2021 during the Wall Street silver push. Let me go to like the 1 year chart, and then let's go to like a 3-year chart. Oh, yeah. Oh, so April 2022, it was 26. Huh. What was going on during then? Trying to think. I don't know. So much has been going on lately. Maybe it was the war. So it's insane to think how much has gone on in the last 3 years. And if you guys remember, which a lot of people don't remember, so I'm going to refresh your memory. Do you guys know what really started pushing silver before COVID? There was 2 major things happening right into 2020, which led that led into COVID, and nobody ever even looked back on those 2 big instances. It was the China trade wars and the Saudi Arabian oil fields getting attacked, right? Iran tensions. Do you guys remember that? The trade wars with the United States and China, and then the oil fields and all that. That was the big news right into 2020. And then COVID hit, and nobody talked about that again, which those were massive as well. So much has happened in the last 3 years. It is pretty nuts to think that silver is still $25. We know that's because of price suppression, and we know that cannot live on forever, especially when you're looking at silver detached from the dollar's price. No matter who says that 1 ounce is worth what is irrelevant, because the value is the 1 ounce of silver inside of it, not the price tag attached to it. And once you understand that, you're a true stacker. And once you understand the true value of a dollar, and once you understand the true value of silver, you are a true stacker. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked this video, then please like the video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Is silver going to keep going higher? Let me know. Make sure you subscribe because I post daily videos. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.